Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is a really special video because it is the first income report I am ever giving on this YouTube channel for how much this YouTube channel is actually paying me. I want to be very transparent, very vulnerable if that's what it takes to show how much money this YouTube channel is making, show the highs, the lows, the ups and downs, the progression hopefully over time, because it is a finance, stocks, and investing channel and I want to be honest about how much money I'm making from every income and revenue stream I have. I think it helps actually document the journey and sort of figure out how you're progressing and what other ways you're making money, and hopefully that helps other people kind of like find their own ways to make money. But it also shows sort of the growth of the channel and what the channel is doing. And I just feel like there's no need to hide it. Like I might as well just show it and everyone can keep along with how the channel is operating. Now, a couple things before we get into it. Number one, I got monetized on December 3rd. I started making YouTube videos like kind of seriously November 15th. So it took about 19 days to get monetized, and it took 3 days to get set up to become monetized. So it took 19 days to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And then from December 3rd to December 6th, I had to go through like the processing stuff with Google. And then I finally got monetized December 6th. My channel in total has accumulated about 116,000 views, and I've been monetized for about 64,000 of those views because it took those 50,000 views in the beginning to even get the thresholds that were required to ultimately get monetized. So this video is showing in the first month, basically, of being monetized, a month and a half, not even a month because December 6th, so December 26th. So the first 20 days of really being monetized, how much money I was able to make on YouTube. The other thing I want to say before we get into the analytics is that it's an amazing time to be a creator. There are so many different opportunities out there. There are so many different ways to create stuff and get people to care about it. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of consistency, and a lot of creativity. I think those three things cannot be undermined. Being a full-time content creator or even a part-time content creator is not a joke. And I, like many people who are probably watching this or probably have any opinions on it, they probably thought it was a little bit of a joke. It is not a joke. It is an intense amount of work, intense amount of stress. And I'm not saying this in hyperbole, like it actually is. Like, you know, the day you don't post a video, you don't post whatever type of content you're posting, you're feeling anxiety because you know your entire job, your entire livelihood in some cases, and really the entire trajectory of your ability to scale depends on you creating. And some days if you don't know what to create or you don't know how to create or you don't have ideas, it can get really rough. So setting up systems are very important, and then executing against those systems I think are fundamental to being able to be a content creator. So it does take a lot of work. It's really hard, but if you're dedicated to it and you're motivated for it, I think it can happen. And this is coming from someone who has not made a lot of money off of YouTube, but the fact that I've even made any money off just making things that I love to make and putting them out on the internet and starting a brand and, you know, creating content, it's like it's really just a phenomenal time to be a creative and to actually try to figure out how to monetize it. So let's get into the analytics. Let's talk about it and we'll go from there. Okay, so we are in the analytics. So as you can see, over the last 28 days, we have accumulated 86,000 views, 8.3 thousand watch hours, 1.1 thousand subs, and $594.13. Now, this is actually the total amount I've made for our being monetized in general. So that's not for 86,000 views because part of these 28 days, about 8 of them, I was not monetized because I was still trying to reach the thresholds. So if we go from December 6th, let's make it custom, till the 25th, which is yesterday, December 6th to the 25th, that's when I officially got monetized. And so we have 64,000 views. So in 63,979 views, 6.3 thousand watch hours, 677 subs, $594.13. As you can see from here, so we made $1.62 on the first day. So this was the crazy thing, right? Like $1.62 on December 6th, 2021, and then $33.74 December 7th, and then $40 the next day. The craziest thing was, I think I woke up one day and I just checked the analytics for the first time that day, and it showed me like $22. And I was like, wow, that's $20. Like I just made $20 off YouTube. And then the next day, because they added it up, it was like $44. And I was just like, this is crazy. And then the next day it was 110. And that's when I was like, this is just like this. And you know, for some YouTubers, that's nothing, right? They make like $110 every minute. But for me, it was just like, I never make money from my content. Like that just doesn't happen. And I want to talk a little bit more about why YouTube is even able to do this and why this makes sense. But like the fact that that was happening, I was just like, this means that I'm doing something that if I can sustain it and if I can keep building on top of it, there is a lot of lucrative potential here. And it's for anyone who does something creative. YouTube is just a different type of animal, but like, it is possible is the crazy thing to understand about that. So you see we have 45 December 9th and then 26 on the 10th, 32, 37, 66, 30. So it's kind of averaging like 30. On some days it goes lower. This was the biggest day, December. I was actually at a party, my friend's graduation party, and I just checked the phone and I went from like $500 to $551 total all-time revenue. And I was like, I just made $50 in a day. Like, it's just, it's pretty amazing. And then the past couple days I only posted one video, so it went down to like $14. And December 25th is probably gonna be worse because I only posted one video and I don't think it did that well. So this is kind of how much money I made, $594 for 63,000 views, and this is sort of what the analytics look like. Now, in terms of subscribers, as you can see here, the days where you had more subs, you tend to make a little bit more income. Now, one of the videos that I did that brought me a lot of subs, which was my podcast with Tom Nash. Shout out to Tom. I didn't monetize that because Tom kept cursing throughout the entire episode, so I was like, I knew YouTube's just going to demonetize it. So those are some videos where you just don't get accounted for those views. If I did, that video alone would have made like probably 30, 40 bucks. But it was pretty interesting. So let's look at some of the top videos in this time from a revenue perspective. So we click on revenue. Let's click on see more. And then let's go to some of these videos. So here we go. I want to click on revenue. Okay, let's go to the video. And then I want to click on estimated revenue by video. Oh, here it is. Okay, perfect. So estimated revenue. So we have 594 in total. That was off 62,000 views. Again, the watch hours. And then we have the actual view counts. So as you can see, this video, why Kathy Wood has zero fears about Palantir and innovation stock, this one made about $63. This is our highest performing video, and it did about 5,000 views. So round about like $10 per 1,000 views, which is a pretty strong CPM. CPM is cost per mil. That's the number of dollars you make per 1,000 views. Now, because I get 55% of that, the revenue was actually a lot more. I think it was about like $23, $33 per 1,000 views. And then YouTube takes a 55% cut. And then I get a 55% cut. YouTube gets a 45% cut. So this $63 is actually 55% of the total amount of dollars that those 5,000 views actually generated for YouTube, the company, which is super interesting. Now, the reason YouTube's able to do this is because two reasons. Number one, YouTube is the world's largest advertising platform for short online video. If you have any product, service, just like startup, right? Like, even a big brand, Chipotle advertises on YouTube. Like, if you have anything that you want to get people to know more about, videos are some of the most engaging ways to get people to care about those products and those ideas. But also, YouTube is one of the places where people's attention is because they're searching for things. So if you're making a water bottle, company, or you're starting a movement to save more water, there's so many search terms associated with those things, plus the billions and billions of other things that people are searching for, which means because YouTube is a search engine for video, it gives them the highest capacity to target advertisements in a meaningful way so that the experience for the consumer is good. It's relevant ads they would likely click on and hopefully discover your product. And for the advertiser, it's well worth it. Now, because I'm in the finance niche of YouTube's also paying a lot more. Advertisers in general pay a lot more for products that they sell against the community that watches my content, which are people who have more disposable income, people who are a little bit more older, people who care about stocks, investing in finance, and like personal money habits. All of that stuff necessarily is more likely to just add up, because those people have money, right? Versus ASMR videos, where I think the average CPM sometimes is $2 to $3 because you're just watching people eat. So it's like, you might see some food commercials, but that's it. But if you're invested in like stocks and finance and business stuff, the types of products that exist in terms of what can capture your attention is just more expensive. So advertisers are willing to pay more per click because they know that the conversions are going to be a lot more higher, because if they convert at least one of those people, they're going to make a lot more money, right? And that's sort of the goal of an advertiser when it comes to advertising on YouTube. As a result, the content creators are able to pick certain niches in which, if you're passionate about that niche and you care about that niche, you can hopefully make a good living. That doesn't mean anyone watching this should go become a finance YouTuber because the advertising rates are high. You have to actually care about it. I care about stocks. I care about finance. It's why I'm able to even generate these views, because the content is good enough for people to keep watching it because they feel there's a level of expertise here, or just like a level of authenticity when I'm talking about these topics that wouldn't exist if I was doing like music reviews. So I love music, but I'm not the most passionate in the world to break down the Kanye West album. Like, I just don't care that much. But when earnings come out for Palantir, which is a stock I have $30,000 in, I'm very passionate about it, and I will show that passion through the camera, and hopefully it will engage with enough people in terms of them wanting to listen to more breakdowns of different types of stock analyses that I do. But like, so you have to find a niche that you care about, and then you'll eventually find some revenue angles along there. YouTube is just one of those companies where if you do care about stocks, investing, finance, business, and you're really not faking it, because again, if you're faking it, it's very easy to tell, and then the views are not going to convert. You're not going to get the subscriber growth. It is a very lucrative opportunity just in terms of advertising. So then what? We have Palantir won't make it. That was $38, $31, summarizing everything Kathy Wood just said. So Kathy Wood obviously seems to be a pretty important topic on YouTube and stocks and investing. And then you can just see the videos go from there, and then the money go from there as well. And it's crazy because even like the lowest performing videos, right? Like videos I uploaded in November, they're still generating like $1, $1.20. And these videos can be monetized forever, right? That's the beauty of YouTube. It's a catalog of content that can be monetized forever in perpetuity. Are they going to be recommended forever in perpetuity to people? Not necessarily, but I was searching on YouTube the other day for Uber, and an Uber interview from 2009 came up with the CEO. Guess what? I clicked on it, I watched it, I consumed it. I found a new channel that does a bunch of interviews with entrepreneurs and CEOs. I became a fan of that channel. Like, the level of impact you can have on YouTube because it is a search engine for video extends in perpetuity forever, because people are always searching and finding content. And if YouTube thinks, you'll like a video from 2009, they will not be ashamed to recommend it to you because they know that you have a better chance of clicking on it, even if it's older content, which means that content can be monetized. That content can bring you a catalog of content that is always going to be able to be monetized as long as you're keeping your channel consistent and driving enough traffic to it by consistently publishing more videos. And that's kind of like how YouTube works in terms of your ability to scale from there. The impressions is also a really interesting thing here. So YouTube has shown my video 753,000 times in the past 20 days, and the click-through rate was about 5.6%. So 5% of 753,000 people clicked on my videos, which generated $594. There's not a lot of places in the world where you can make $594 by just putting up videos. Now, the work ethic it takes for it is also a lot, and I'll get into that in a second, but that's, it's still a pretty amazing thing to even be able to generate that. Is there anything else really important here? I think that's pretty much it. Those are some of the main things. So yeah, that's $594, and currently we are at 1,812 subscribers. So the final thing I kind of wanted to talk about here was that it does take a lot of work to be able to do this from three perspectives. Number one, coming up with video ideas. When you're in a niche or when you're in a concept, you have to figure out what video ideas you want to come up with. And coming up with those video ideas means you have to do a lot of research. There's just no way you can get out of it. Whatever niche you're in, I don't care. You have to do a lot of research to figure out what things do you have to talk about, what things do you want to talk about in order for people to actually care to come back to your channel, which means you got to do a lot of research in your niche to come up with new ideas. That involves like analytical thinking, because you have to like analyze information and research it, but it also involves creative thinking. And the more creative and analytical you can become at the same time when it comes to outputting videos, the more ideas you can have and the more you can sustain. Number two, outside of research and being creative, you have to work very hard. I've uploaded an average of 3 videos a day since November 15th. Now, some people think that's kind of crazy. I was just super motivated and ready to hustle and get it going, because I was just like I'm here. Like I want to do this, right? I want to be a YouTuber. I want to make money off this, and I want to build an audience, and I want to scale. And some people say like when you start off trying to do 1 video a week, to me that's the worst advice ever, because like 1 video a week doesn't even give you the ability to like experiment and try different stuff. Now, it depends on the type of channel. If you're like a cinematic channel or something, obviously 1 video might take you like 30 hours of work. But for me, when I talk about stocks, investing, and finance, a video may take me like 20 minutes to think of and then 20 minutes to edit. So like within 40 minutes, I can have a video up on YouTube. So to me, there's no excuse to not put out more if you have more to say, and if you're not trading off the quality of your content with the quantity of content. And for a stocks and investing channel, if you've seen any of them on YouTube, they can put out more because there's a lot of news to talk about, right? It's kind of like a news channel, but it's in a certain niche. It's just that niche is very big, so there's a lot of news to come up with and a lot of news to talk about and a lot of analysis to give. And that's the third thing I was going to say, is what value are you providing, right? So you've got to have hard work. You've got to be creative and analytical. Number 2, you've got to be super consistent in terms of how much you upload. For me, I think if you're starting off 2 to 3 times a day is not a big deal if you can analyze and talk about stocks and investing and stuff. But if it takes a lot more time to make a video, obviously try to do maybe once every couple of days, once a week. I just think more is better in the beginning, just to get your feet wet and see what's working, see what's going to happen. And then the third thing is how much analysis and value can you provide. So, if you're a Casey Neistat vlogger, the value you're providing is an entertaining experience. And even that guy did it once a day for like 600 days or some ridiculous number, right? So like even he recognized the value of just constantly feeding the machine, and the machine was eventually going to reward you with that audience that actually cares about you. And influence is the biggest thing in today's day and age, getting a little piece of the attention pie. So if you can grab some of that piece of the attention pie by just being more consistent, then that's incredibly lucrative and important. But for like an investing channel or a stocks channel or just this channel that has stuff to talk about every day, I would, add value to the videos that you're putting out. You can't put out 3 videos a day and each of those videos is just a crappy video that you put out there. Like if the video doesn't have any value, if the video doesn't talk about anything, if the video doesn't add any type of unique insight, if there's no personality, no style, like the video is just not going to do well because people can see through BS. And I think one of the key things that I focused on over the past couple months past month, as I've been focusing in on Palantir, which is one of the main stocks I've been making videos about, is trying to go deeper and analyze deeper than I see most people do, and not clickbaiting as well. I think a lot of people appreciate that. I don't say, buy this stock, it's going to be $500 in 2 years. I say, hey, this stock says they want to work on artificial intelligence at the edge. What does that mean? Let's break this down. And it's a lot of times it's just 14, 15 minutes of me just talking to the camera, but I think my ability to make an argument, present an argument, and meaningfully explain my perspective backed up by research is what's leading to people actually caring about what I have to say. And that's just my own kind of psychological breakdown of why I think I'm developing somewhat of an audience and how I want to scale that going into 2022. And hopefully, obviously generate a lot more income and revenue through YouTube by consistently putting out more videos. I think there's no reason I can't put out 4 or 5 videos a day in 2022. Is that going to happen? Probably not. Probably going to be averaging around 3, but there is zero reason, given I know my communication skills, given I know my hard work, my creativity, my consistency, my analytical skills, why I can't pump out 4 or 5 videos a day. Like there's just no excuse. Now, is that the best to do? Sometimes no, because sometimes the algorithm wants to have a couple of videos so that but sometimes it's just going to crush a video. Like there's a lot of technical stuff to it, but I think I will get to the point where I can put out 5 functioning high quality videos, not because I want to put out 5, but because I know there's so much to talk about. I have so many ideas that there's no reason I shouldn't be able to do more, right? If you have an opportunity to do, you do. That's what it takes in this content game. And ultimately it takes that much effort and consistency to grow and keep getting bigger and bigger. So those were my first month analytics on YouTube. 1,812 subscribers, $594 of revenue, about 116,000 views, 63,000 of those were monetized, and about 8,300 watch hours over the past month, 20 days. So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments. I'm going to be as transparent as I can. Let me know if you want a monthly version of this. I'm totally happy to do it and show you guys the progress of the channel for, you guys actually rewarding me with your attention and even watching these videos. I appreciate it the most. So if you guys want to see more of these videos, put them down in the comments. I will definitely put out more of these videos every month. And yeah, that's it. Onwards and upwards. Let's see what we can do in 2022. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.